Welcome to this video about the rise of indie games. For decades, big video game developers have dominated the industry. But today, independent game developers are challenging their dominance with games that are creative, unique, and often more polished than the big studio games. In this video, we'll explore the reasons behind the rise of indie games, the challenges that indie game developers face, and what sets these games apart from their big studio counterparts. The most obvious reason for the rise of indie games is the power of creativity. Independent game developers don't have to answer to big bosses and shareholders. They have a lot more freedom to create games that are unique and interesting. Indie game developers are also often gamers themselves, so they create games based on what they would like to see as players. They can take risks and explore new ideas that big studios might not be willing to try. Another reason for the rise of indie games is the accessibility of technology. In the past, it was difficult and expensive to develop and distribute games. Today, however, thanks to advances in technology, anyone can develop and publish a game. With the rise of the internet, social media, and app stores, it's easier than ever for indie developers to get their games in front of a large audience. Indie game developers also have the support of a passionate and loyal community of gamers. These gamers are often tired of the same old big studio games and are constantly looking for something new and different. They are hungry for games that challenge them, surprise them, and make them think. Indie game developers understand this and are always striving to create games that meet those needs. And the gamers, in turn, support indie developers by buying their games and spreading the word to others. Despite all the advantages that indie game developers have, they still face significant financial challenges. Developing, marketing, and distributing a game can be very expensive, and many indie developers simply don't have the resources to compete with big studios. They often have to rely on crowdfunding campaigns, grants, and other sources of funding to make their games a reality. So what does the future hold for indie games? It's hard to say for sure, but one thing is certain: indie games are here to stay. The rise of indie games has already had a significant impact on the gaming industry, and this impact is likely to continue to grow in the future. As technology advances and the world becomes more interconnected, independent game developers will continue to find new and creative ways to make their mark. And as gamers continue to demand innovative and unique games, indie developers will continue to fill that need. Thanks for watching this video about the rise of indie games. We hope you've gained a better understanding of why indie games are so important and why they're here to stay. If you're a gamer yourself, we encourage you to check out some indie games and support these talented and passionate developers. And if you're an aspiring game developer, remember that it's never been easier to get started. With a bit of creativity, hard work, and a lot of dedication, you too can join the ranks of independent game developers and create something truly special.